Hi, I'm Prince Asiak, the CEO and founder of Asiak Realty Interiors. So I'm here to discuss on the challenges you might encounter or you might face being an interior designer beginner. So there are so many challenges one might encounter in this field, but I will outline 10 challenges that are top paramount in this field. So number one is lack of professional expertise. Why do I say this? Because when I started this business in 2022, I had numerous projects I had to handle because I had the passion for interior design. I haven't worked as a personal assistant to an interior designer here in Abuja. So I took upon this offers, upon this project, but I didn't have the right professional artisans to carry out the execution. So this acted as a challenge because when I went for delivery for the projects I've been given, the clients seem not to be really impressed about the delivery, about the execution. So this was like a major challenge in my field, and I had to sort out on how to tackle this because when you don't have the right artisans or you don't have the right professionals for a certain task, it ends up being a challenge because there is no wow factor, there are no feedbacks, there are no compliments because everyone loves a compliment once a job is being done. So once you don't receive compliments for your efforts or for your time, it tends to be a challenge. So I had to deal with that and make sure that I have the right artisans for the right project. So number two challenges or number two factor that can hinder you being an interior designer as a beginner will be lack of design styles because there are numerous design styles in interior design, and when you're not really having this knowledge of the interior design styles, it can aid as a challenge in your growth because while I was designing in 2022, I really didn't know much about design styles. I got my inspirations from Pinterest, vision boards, and magazines on Google. So I was really limited because there was no room for ideas, there was no room for creation or innovation. So that actually became a challenge in my business, in my company. So I had to go through the process of training, going for seminars, going for trainings, going for classes to discover that interior design world is actually a very big world. It's versatile. There are numerous design styles: minimalist, baroque, classical design styles. We have industrial. We have rustic. There are so numerous. So when I learned about this, I had to overcome this challenge and add it in my design styles. So number three challenge can be deadlines. Yeah, why will I say this? Because as a beginner, you are being pressured to undergo certain tasks, and your clients are expecting you to deliver on time, to deliver promptly. But as a beginner, you are challenged with a lot of taxes that you don't end up meeting up deadlines, and that could affect your growth, affect your company. So it's important for you to understand that deadlines are very paramount in this field in interior design because your clients, you guys come into an agreement, and you've been given a project and your deadline is probably 2 weeks. And as a beginner, you should actually note the fact that it's not everything your client says that you will succumb to, you will agree, because you are just a beginner. You don't know how to improvise, you don't know how to tackle major of circumstances that are unknown to you. So you need to create a grace mark, probably a week, make it 3 weeks, and that will be okay for you to deal with deadlines. So another challenge that could be affecting interior design beginners could be exposure, lack of exposure, because when you're not exposed to certain spaces, in the sense that you don't go out, you don't have the opportunity to travel out the country to see for yourself what other people are doing, or probably do like the research work, where we have YouTube as a very good factor to do a lot of research to see what other interior designers are doing. It can't limit your growth, it can't limit your company, because exposure tends to grow us. It tends to give room for innovations, for creativity. So when you're not exposed, your company tends to be limited, and when your clients are really exposed than you, it's can aid as a challenge because you're not really versatile, you're not really knowledgeable to understand where your clients is coming from. So I'll say to avoid this challenge is to do more of a research work, more of YouTube videos, and more of Google, read, expand your horizons. That's it. So Yeah, so another fifth challenge could be lack of professionalism. Well, I said is because sometimes our clients might be speaking in the general language, which is English, and just because it's from the same city or from the same state you are, you speak in your dialect, that could create challenge in the sense that when there's too much familiarity in business or in agreement, that could be a form of challenge. So you need to keep to professionalism. You need to be a professional in the interior design field, and you need to know when to be friendly and when to keep it strictly business. So another challenges could be lack of passion, lack of dedication in interior design field. Because as a beginner, I'll tell you that it's not rosy. You don't expect to major into bigger contract, into bigger design jobs. You have to start from small, and if you don't have the passion, the enthusiasm, the dedication to remain consistent, you could have a challenge there. Because what client wants to say is your consistency. You need to be in business, you need to be improvising, you need to be producing something. So try to avoid those challenges of lack of passion, lack of dedication, lack of consistency. So another challenge, a very major challenge, is budget limitation. Because as a beginner, there's some certain things clients won't entrust in you, in terms of, okay, you just started interior design and you're designing probably residential spaces or commercial spaces, and you're looking for a client to give you a project that is budgeted at like 40 million, 50 million. No, that's not gonna work because you're just a beginner. So budget limitation can aid as a challenge, because you might know your onions, you might be good at what you do, but clients will want to see years of experience, and you're just starting. So try to avoid high-end markets for now. Try to be considerate on your pricing, and also try not to be underpriced. So I'm not saying that you should be taking jobs that will not earn you profit. No, what I'm saying is that you should try and keep it simple, try and keep it moderate, yeah, so that you avoid not being underpaid or overpaid. Yeah. So another challenge which you can face as an interior design beginner is creativity. Have an open mind, be creative, because there are days that you might not have jobs or contracts. You have to be positive. You need to avoid this challenge of being stagnant, of being idle, because most interior designers, when they are not working, they tend to be idle. So that could be a challenge. So have some creativity in you, be inspired, be motivated, and be good at what you do. So yeah, the last challenge I'll be discussing today is market survey. Yeah. So when I was a beginner in the interior design world, in the interior design field, I experienced this challenge, market survey. I didn't really know the prices of things, which was a very big challenge, because I received calls from clients asking me for certain products, for certain items, and they were expecting me to know, like, an estimate, give an estimate, but it was a challenge because I couldn't come up with figures, the right figures, and I didn't want to end up in trouble, saying the wrong things. So it's good and it's very essential for an interior design beginner to actually carry out some market survey, of certain items, be it like your lightning items, be it like a sofa, because it's not everything that will be custom made. Just have it at the back of your mind that you can make everything, because clients sometimes want to purchase a ready-made item. So you should have like an idea of your markets survey. Carry out a lot of market survey. You could do that in the weekends, so that you stay updated in things in the interior design field. Once you're updated, you can avoid certain challenges. You can maximize opportunities, make use of your knowledge in this area. So having said all this and defined all the challenges one can encounter as an interior design beginner, I wish you all the best as a beginner in the interior design world. And if you have any questions, you can like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can hit me on Instagram, which is arielcs_interiors. Yeah, so thank you.